Hello, everyone. I'm your new host for this marathon. I'm Garbage Electress. Hello, everyone. So coming up next, Ella will be running Harvest Moon. So you can take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ella, or Cafeela on Twitch, and we're gonna run Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town today. It's the Game Boy Advance Harvest Moon that released in 2003. And with me, I have Cass and Steal Your Gill. Maybe you want to introduce yourselves real quick as my commentators.
Hi there, I'm Steer Gill. I speedrun this game also. I'm very excited to commentate for it.
And my name is Cass. I don't speedrun this game, but I know enough about it to be here, and I'll be keeping an eye on chat in case you guys have any questions.
All right. So we do have 3 naming incentives for this run. The names are coming up right at the beginning, so I would just ask you to give me the names when we start. Once I hit start here, we can start the timer. We could also technically do it after naming, but let's do it properly. And usually the timer starts when we hit the start button. So yeah, maybe you're gonna get the names ready, and we're gonna start the run.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, then. We go. Oh yeah, the goal of this run is to marry Popuri. This is a marriage run, so we can get married in the game, and marriage will trigger the cutscene, the credits. So it's kind of like, you know, a nice little game ending, and a very popular speedrun. All right, let's start. I'm gonna count down in 3, 2, 1. And start. All right. So I need the name that we got from the incentive.
Okay, so the dog's name will be Atlas.
I need the farmer name first.
Okay. Okay, so the farmer will be Fall 29.
Fall 29.
Okay,
Lol.
I like it.
Does that name have any importance, Ella?
We're gonna get to that in a sec. Okay. Fall 29. Then we have the birthday, which is summer 3rd. This has a reason. We're gonna get to that later. The farm name is
Lon Lon Ranch.
Lon Lon Ranch. Okay. Lon and Ranch. Is that working? I guess so. All right, here we go. This is not gonna be a PB. And the dog's name is Atlas?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Who could that be?
That is a great name for a dog.
It is, alright. And we're gonna start. Cool. So, at the beginning of the game, we start with a little cutscene where we are kind of standing on this abandoned farm, and the mayor is coming up to us and is like, "Hey, what are you doing here? I've never seen you here before." And then we're like, "Oh, we're looking for the old man." And then the mayor is, "Oh, he died." And we're like, "Oh no." And then we're telling the mayor our entire life story about being a little boy and getting lost and ending up on this farm and having basically the time of our lives. Like riding cows and riding the horses and killing the chicken, which I've never done before in my life. Not in this game. For sure. Yeah, so basically this is just, a little 1.5 minute cutscene at the beginning of the game. We're also making a friend named Girl, or a girl. And since then, we basically had like a letter friendship with the old man. And when he didn't reply anymore, we came to check what happened to him. And then the mayor is like, "Oh, well, do you want to have this farm?" And we're like, free property in this economy? Of course. Yes. obviously we're gonna take this farm, and the run is basically starting here. We're gonna take our hoe and our hammer, and there's a couple more things happening. You get like a little tutorial, but we don't need it. We have played this game before. So we're basically just skipping through, and this is Zach, who is explaining to us how we can ship items, and every day at 5 p.m. he comes by and picks up the items, and I can't see the dog right now. So we need to find our dog and put him into the house, because he's very small, and he could get hurt. So, oh, here he is. Okay, perfect. I just put him into the house. And our first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little glitching, and Steal Your Gill actually came up with this, and that's why I think you should totally explain this, because this part of the route is very new, and with very new I mean like maybe 3-4 weeks old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, essentially, what we're gonna do here is there is a mine that it sits in the center of this lake, and it is locked off, inaccessible until winter, when the lake freezes over and you can walk to it. However, there were a series of, I guess, brute force glitch hunting. We found a certain glitch called mine skip, which we'll address coming up here soon, but that led to us finding the ability to store dialogue from NPCs in the game. As Ella comes up, she'll be running to the hospital right now to store said dialogue. But what she did there was she saved facing upwards on the backside of the lake. It'll be a little easier to explain when she gets a little closer here.
When we're going there,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope I
But
get it right.
normally you're locked out of going to this mine for the first 90 days of gameplay. Every single staircase in the game, almost every single one, has an NPC there who tells you, hey, you can't go up those stairs. What's nice about storing this text, though, is that it pushes you down a single pixel. And in this game, if you're pushed out of the map, you zip until your character can have control again, and you're able to zip all the way to this mine. It's a little slow for a zip, which is why I hesitate calling it that, but that's really what it is.
And now it begins.
And this is the trick I was talking about a little earlier. This is called mine skipping. It works the same way, except you're storing the dialogue for when you step on a staircase in the mine, it asks you if you want to go to the next floor. So what Ella's doing here is she is going to the next floor, saving, and then loading the file where she has the stairs that she just found, walking onto the stairs and pausing on the same frame, loading the save where she is lower. The game prompts her if she wants to go lower, and she says yes, and it forces her a floor lower. When this was first found, there's a really long run of this game called All Power Berries, where you have to reach the bottom floor of one of the mines, which is 100 floors, and where the stairs are is RNG based. This trick saved 4 hours alone in that run, just by cutting out all that RNG.
Also, sometimes a floor does not have a staircase. So sometimes you just, like, if you're unlucky, you just get stuck on floor 99 or something. I don't know. So it's not like in Stardew where you have a guaranteed staircase. Here you can just not get a staircase, and then you're like, well, that's silly.
It's very unforgiving.
Yeah. So we're going to floor 30 in order to find... Oh. Wait. We're going to floor 30 in order to find the pink diamond.
This is but mine skipping is like, it seems like a pretty straightforward process, and it can definitely be done in casual runs of the game. The problem is doing it fast and consistently. And you kind of get into this rhythm, and I know I even still do it. I've been doing mind skipping for ever now, and I'll look at chat and I'll say something, and I'll save over my slot one save and have to restart. Like,
which is why I'm a little quiet right now, because I don't want to mess it up. But maybe you can explain the like pink diamond thing.
Yeah, awesome. So we found the zip there, which in the community we call Nick Slip. It's the slide in the mine, and mine skipping around the same time. And we also found warp zone storage, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, later. But the problem with getting to this mine and skipping to floor 30 to find a pink diamond was it was super impractical. Finding the pink diamond was RNG on that floor, and the only reason we would do it is to each pink diamond sells for 10 grand in game, and it would cut out a ton of grinding in the very early game. The problem was it was so RNG heavy that it just wasn't practical until about 3 weeks ago, when I was trying to go for world record for the Popuri route here. I decided I would sit down and run through every frame after a hard reset and see where pink diamonds spawn, and it turns out you have a lot of leeway after saving and hard resetting to get the pink diamond to spawn exactly where you want it to. And Ella's gonna show it here in just a second.
I'll show it in a second. So at first when I started doing this, I was getting so confused. Like, I was so confused about what's happening. When do I save? When do I load? So we only have to do this once, and only at the beginning of the game. So if you feel overwhelmed by what's happening, I still do. So yeah, and at the beginning I also did it very slow because you don't want to save over the wrong file. Which obviously can happen anytime. But basically the fact that Harvest Moon has this 2-file sort of setup is allowing us so many things. If we had like 3 load files, I don't want to go. It
crazy.
would be
a whole different game.
Yeah, it would be a very different game. So we're almost there. We're floor 23 right now, so only a couple more. And this is really only the first 10 minutes of the game. In regards to the pink diamond timing, I had to practice this a little bit because I felt like when I was doing it like super fast, I would not find the diamond. So I'm actually like, yeah, like you kind of get a feel for it. Sometimes I still get it. Like, I think I did another practice run this week and I got it wrong and I was like, no, but we'll see.
Like essentially on when she loads floor 30 here, it rolls the frame at that point, and there's like a frame window where the pink diamond always spawns, but if you're like slightly before it, it's like not there, and if you're after it, it can be somewhere else. It's a little it's funky, but on like normal hard reset, like once you get the hang of it, like Ella was saying, it's pretty consistent.
All right, we're floor 29 now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save, and we're gonna load the first file, and then I'm gonna do the first hard reset here, and then we just basically like button mash through. All right. I hope this was right with the timing, but we'll figure it out in a second. Yes, we got it.
That's
nice.
The second one's there too, yeah.
Yeah. I got them really consistently recently, so you get 2
That's
actually.
awesome.
If you get it really right, you get 2. Oh, I'm so relieved. So because we glitched into the mine, we cannot actually go out because we're surrounded by a lake. So the only thing we can actually do is pass out. So what we're doing is like button mash and just like using up all our energy, because once we pass out, we're gonna end up in the hospital and go back to our farm, so to say. So that's kind of like, it takes actually a super long time to pass out. So be careful about your wrist here. I put my controller on my desk and then just press the button to make it a bit easier, have a little bit of a counterweight. But yeah, that is the trick. And as Gil said, every pink diamond is worth 10k. It's one of the most valuable items in the game. You can only find it on certain levels in the mine. And they are RNG, so getting one or even two of them is pretty amazing, and especially getting it consistently. Like, I was just so mind blown how you figured that out.
It really did change the route, because
Yeah,
like before this we were farming, like
pass out 100%, pass out any percent. Okay, now we're passed out. Don't try this at home, and yeah, we're back on our farm on the next day.
And just while we're going through, I saw some people talking about the sprites in chat earlier. I want everyone to pay really close attention to the eyebrows of the portraits, because everybody in this game has such expressive eyebrows, it's not even funny.
The pixel sprites are pretty good. So the reason why I wait until the 4th here is because on the 3rd we will get an unskippable cutscene. On the 4th we can actually skip it by holding something over our head. So I either ship on the 4th or the 5th. I cannot, like, you can ship literally on any day. But yeah, I just do it as early as possible to just not forget it. And now we just, you know, wake up, have some food and go to bed, which sounds like an ideal weekend to me.
The dream.
Yeah, if we have any donations, we can totally check them out. We're just gonna go to bed for a couple of days now until we have to do the next thing.
She is sleeping holding the dog here, because putting the dog down actually adds roughly 2 to 3 seconds per sleep cycle, because the game has to decide where to spawn the dog, then spawn the dog, then you can wake up.
Also, it's just morally the best thing to just like let your dog sleep in your bed. It's very cute.
But you said we have some time for donations?
Yeah, we have time.
Okay, well, we have a $50 donation from Cass.
Aw, Cass.
And an anonymous $5 donation. And a $7 as well as a $15 donation from Wowwater that says, "Good luck on the run, Ella."
Thank you.
And we have a $10 donation from Manic who says, "So hyped to have this marathon up and running. Good luck to all the runners, and Cafeela, let's go harvest those moons."
All of them.
Harvest those moons, let's go. Nice. Thank you. This is a very fun run to learn, by the way. I started speedrunning in July, and this is my favorite childhood game, so I looked into it and saw what the route was like. And at the beginning, like, we didn't have that tech at the beginning. We only had like the warps. And I actually did not learn them at the beginning because they were so intimidating to me. So I just ran the run without the warps. And it was super fun. Like, the amount of things you learn when you start speedrunning your favorite game. And this one here is particularly cool because there's so many cool things, like so many manips and skips that you can do. Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, and actually, I took a really long break from this game, and Ella running it is what brought me back to it.
What, really?
Yeah, putting times on the board, yeah.
Oh my god, that makes me so happy. Because, yeah, the game was basically dormant for, I don't know, 2 years probably.
Yeah.
And I just started
Forever.
running it, and I was just like the only runner. And now the game totally came back. And I'm so happy. And now we have a couple of active runners.
Yeah,
which is real nice.
And the route has changed just so much in the past month. Like, Like so much. Like every route has saved roughly like 30 to 45 minutes.
I think in Mary's case, even over an hour, actually.
Yeah.
Like Mary's run was so bad. Like I tried it and I was like, oh my god, this is dragging forever.
It's
I
so
hate it.
slow. You wait outside for her for so long.
Yeah, and now I think it's one of the faster runs even because her birthday is... Or is it? Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how fast because I haven't run the Mary route with the new tech yet, but I want to try it.
And it's so funny watching this community from the outside because I'm not directly involved with all the updates. All I hear is Ella ran a 2 hours 30-minute run and she's like, oh, I got a new PB and it's 45 minutes faster. And it's like, oh, I'm grinding games for 6 seconds of time save. Right. So can I have some of that 45-minute time save, please?
It is such an interesting game to speedrun because it's not just like you can't do everything just as fast as possible. You have to wait certain day cycles, certain hour cycles. It's very micro time management, and I think that makes it a very unique speedrun.
Okay, what we're gonna do now is another hard reset for the horse race, and the horse race is the big RNG event in this game. It will provide you the money that you need by betting on a certain horse. And the reason why we hard reset here is because we try to land in a certain amount of frames. That means we can predict the first 128 patterns of the horse race. Desert Penguin actually made that table, I think. And yeah, he basically sat down and like noted down all the patterns in those frames. And I think afterwards it becomes random. But yeah, that's why we hard reset here.
Yeah, I think we have a table for like the first 2 seconds after hard reset of frames. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And before we had that table, we would just go into the horse race. We would save outside right here and just YOLO it. We would just hope for the best.
Yeah. It's still like if you want to go for a world record or a PB, like this is the point where you're gonna reset if you don't get a good horse race at the very first try. For a marathon, we have a little bit of a time leeway here. If it goes real bad, I do have a safety save, but I think we have enough time to figure this out. So essentially what happens here is you can bet on one of 4 horses and one of it will win, and you can buy medals for 50 gold each, and we need a certain amount to then purchase brooches from those medals, and brooches are worth 2,000 gold each, so they can give you a good amount of money. And that's why we also bought the basket. The basket stores 30 items. You can put them in, but you cannot take them out, but they're perfect for this. It's a fairly expensive item for the beginning. It's 5,000 gold, which is why you had to grind for the money before the pink diamond thing. Like, you just had to find ways to get that money together, and then also have money for betting on the horse race. Fingers crossed. Let's see what we got. Oh my god. I already know this is the 4, but I'm gonna check anyway. Yeah, it's the 4. Okay. What I do here usually is I wait for the second one, and try on the second one, and if not, I do a hard reset to the day before. So because we only get a 4 multiplier here, I think we need at least a 6 multiplier to get enough medals to buy all the brooches that we need. Yeah, we cannot bet on this. We cannot spend our money.
A 6 multiplier too. That is such a huge change from what it used to be. Because we used to have to hope 9. For like 9, or 10.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, number 3 won. Number 3 often wins. Like, that's just a thing, especially when it has a low number. Oh no, come on. Okay. Okay, I'm actually not gonna enter on this one either, and I'm gonna check out the third one.
This is a lot like how the old strat used to go. what's neat about this is that the first horse race is always predetermined the night before when you sleep. That's why the hard reset is the night before. But the second and third horse race are determined on when like the previous one finishes. So you can't really manipulate that because the horse changes speed like crazy.
Number 2 and 3 are random. But yeah, number 3. All good things are 3, right? Oh, that's
why there's 3 of us on the couch.
Good.
Exactly.
Do you think Victory could take this?
13 and 17 are close. I would do the 13 though. Don't trust me though. This is my major hard reset point.
It says Victory, so I'll trust it. Come on, number 3, let's go. No, you got this, number 3. I don't want to reset. Oh my god, here he goes. Oh my goodness, what a lad. Oh, let's go. Okay, I don't have to reset. That's real nice.
It's a great feeling. I reset here like for the first 4 hours of any of my attempts.
Oh my god. And now we have enough for both horse races, so that's really nice. Okay, I'm glad I waited for the third one actually in this case now. And now we count to 30, which is my favorite thing. So chat, if you want to join me, that's always what we do in our stream. We count to 30. 2. 3. It's my favorite thing. 4. And number 5. And 6. I always feel so silly doing that, but it's so fun.
And it's hard.
7.
It's hard to count with chat because I'm a few seconds ahead on the actual stream, so I've just got to wait for Wouter to count so I can count with him.
Wait, 8. I'm laughing so hard. 9. All right. And number 10. Double digits, everyone. Let's go. 11. And number 12. And number 13. This game never gets boring. 14. 15? Yes, 15. Let's go. And 16. And 17. Rough. And 18. Number 19. And number 20. We almost got it. What's really satisfying is when you land on the exact right item. I'm still not great at it, even after all this time. 21.
Yeah, I have that force of habit of pressing up.
And 23. 24. 25. 26.
Only 4 more to go, chat.
Uh-huh. We're getting there. 27. It's getting heated. Can you feel it? 28. And 29. And oh my god. 30, let's go. And the reason why we buy 30 is because 30 fit into the basket. We can technically also buy more and fit more into our backpack, but for now that's just not necessary. And now what we do is the actual interesting part of the run, which is the 6 a.m. setup. I'm probably gonna do it over here. I'm always trying to find a nice little nook. All right, But because it's totally boring to wait until 6 a.m., I thought we'd do a little farm tour. I give you a little tour through Mineral Town and show you around. So this is our farm. Here's the coop. You can put corn in here to get like chicken fodder. Then here is a part of the mountains or like the forest with the cherry trees that are blossoming in the spring. Here's the lumberjack named Gots. He is upgrading our house later. He's a bit grumpy. He has very angry eyebrows, but he's actually nice. So this is the goddess pond. When you throw something in there, whether it's a vegetable or a flower, don't throw trash in there because that makes goddess angry. The harvest goddess will appear. We're not going to do it though because it does cost us time. And here's the hot springs where you can regain some energy. And if you throw an egg into the hot springs, the egg will come right out as a thermal egg, which is very funny. Kind of like a boiled egg. It's really, really funny. Here is the mountains. This is the lake, and here in the very corner you can see the beginning of like the mine we were in earlier. So we cannot enter it in any season but winter when the lake is frozen. Don't mind me, I'm just collecting items just because it takes a while. And up here is a little river, and up here you go to the mother mountain, which is like the summit of the mountain, and here you can have a little nice view on Mineral Town, which is really cute in my opinion. Up here is the space where you get your mountain cottage when you're married for 50 years. Yes, 50. I have never done that. I don't know if you ever did that, Steelio Gill, but
I set up a bot once to sleep until you're 50. It still took forever.
Who plays until year 50? I thought it was a typo and it was like 5 years, but no, it's 50. Better get married soon. Yeah, that's what we're working on. So here is the poultry farm where Popuri lives, the girl we want to marry. They have chickens. This is the Yodel farm. Barley lives here and he has cows and sheep, which is where also we can buy our animals, but this run does not require animals. Then this is the Rose Square where all the festivals are happening. This is the beach. Very nice here with the sound of the waves. There's a little pier where the firework festival happens, for example, which is one of my favorite festivals. Here's the summer cottage. It's only open in the summer and you can get food there. Next to it is Zach's cottage, the guy who delivers our items and takes our deliveries. Here's the trash can, which I always like to point out, because if you litter in Mineral Town, you might lower the affection with other people. And the only safe way to actually throw stuff away is in the trash can, unless it's on your own farm. Here's the church. Here's the hospital, the supermarket. This is the mayor's house. This is Ellen's house. This is the library, the librarian's house. This is the vineyard with like, you know, kind of grapes growing all year, which is kind of weird, but you know, we're just vibing with it. And here's the blacksmith, Saibara, who can upgrade our tools, which is also not necessary in this run, but just to point it out. And that was our little tour of Mineral Town. And now we're just gonna vibe here at this very spot. And we're gonna set up a save that will allow us to do basically the same thing as earlier, where we do one thing in one save file and then transfer it over to the other save file. But this one here is the probably most tricky one. We call it the 6 a.m. reset. So at 5:50 we wait until the very last second, create a save file, and yeah, trigger that basically later on to start a new day without starting a new day.
It's really neat. It was found by, I guess not a runner, but one of our resident researchers in the Harvest Moon Speedrunners Discord, Nico. He was messing around, found a ton of different uses for it. But up until last month, we didn't really have a consistent lineup for it. So it wasn't used in runs or routed in. And now it is. And it saves an insane amount of time.
Okay, I think I got it. We did it! Alright, cool. So that's all, that's what we're waiting for. An in-game day takes 10 minutes, so waiting from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. is 5 minutes. And the horse race day is the best day for this because we're never otherwise like being transferred to like a 6 p.m. time. So after the horse race is the best time to set this up. It still takes a while, like usually you just wait around. I just run around and get some extra money, but it's not necessary. Okay, we're gonna watch TV because every Saturday we get TV shopping day, and that is important because at the end we're gonna have to buy the big bed, and the big bed is we can only buy that when we have all the other items bought. So every Saturday we do shopping day, and then you watch TV, you go to the inn, you call the TV shopping, and then they will deliver your item a couple of days later. So pretty old school. I'm gonna be careful here to not override the 6 a.m. one. But yeah, I'm always doing this very slow. I guess in a marathon at least. Because yeah, the save file 1 is now sacred and we cannot touch it. Alright, we need a sunny Wednesday. It's not sunny, so we have to reset. So sometimes you will need a sunny day to trigger certain cutscenes or certain events in the game. So what you do is you save 2 days before, you go to bed, and then you check the weather on the next day because the weather is determined 1 day before. Now we get a sunny day, which is perfect. And then you just reset until you get the weather that you want. This is especially important for triggering the heart events, which is like little cutscenes that happen and that are a requirement for actually marrying. There's 4 of them for each bachelorette, and they happen on certain days, in certain places, under certain circumstances, which is usually the weather. Yeah, and there's 4 of them, and today we're gonna get to see the first one. The first one usually has no requirement. And then the other ones also have the requirements of having a certain amount of affection points, which changes the heart color of the candidate. Because we already bought backpack 1, we don't have to buy it today, and we're gonna buy the second one later on.
Those are the big time saves right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it alright if I talk about the marriage requirements a little bit?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so every single candidate in the game, like Ella was saying, has 4 heart events. You have to see all 4 of them. In addition to that, they have to be at 60,000 affection points. Heart value, we call it everything under the sun. But essentially there's a metric that goes up to 60,000 points. And once they're there, they're at red heart. If you've seen all 4 of their heart events and you have the large bed, you can buy an item called Blue Feather, and it's essentially a ring, and you propose to them. A set amount of days after that, you get married.
Yeah. So the heart values usually have, like, heart has a certain color for like 10,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
So 0 to 9,999 is the black heart, then 10,000 to 19,999 is the purple heart, and so forth and so on. The red heart is 60,000 and up, but only goes to 65,000 something, I think. Mm-hmm. So the red heart is required for marriage. So we're trying to gain affection as fast as possible in this game. In the previous routes, this was done by just like gifting our marriage candidate every day, because you can only gift someone once a day in order to raise affection points. You can give them more gifts, but it's not going to do anything. So what we're doing later is actually utilizing the 6 a.m. reset to gift more gifts on the same day. And here we can see the first cutscene. It's Popuri chasing a chicken. That would totally be safe with me. No chicken ever died under my watch. Popuri knows that, obviously, so she... Yes, I do. No, I do. I do love chicken. Like, to eat, or... Oh no, Popuri. I love how the chicken is just following her into the house. It's so funny. Imagine. They're probably having a poker night or something. Together. And what we do now as well is actually go to GOTS and get our first house upgrade. GOTS opens at 11, which is really late, so you really always want to chain going to GOTS with other things. And this is our first house upgrade. The house gets 2 upgrades in this run. We need the second one to get the big bed and to be able to marry. Because Popuri is like, well, your house is too small, so I'm not gonna marry you. And we're like, okay, gonna get all those upgrades. Alright, sounds good.
All the bachelorettes are really quite materialistic in this game.
Yeah, we basically just give them stuff and they're gonna like us. Isn't that amazing? or terrible? I'm not sure.
One question that I had while we were talking about hard events is, have we discussed the decaying affection yet?
Oh, yeah.
The bane of my existence.
The bane of Gil's.
Do you guys want to describe decay, and then I will ask my question?
Yes. Gil, go for it.
Okay. Essentially, every single day that you don't talk to a bachelorette, the one you are trying to woo, she has a 10% chance to lose 100 affection points.
I think it's 200.
This is 200 affection points. And that 10% rolls only when you're on world record pace.
Yeah.
Back to back to back to back.
Which is why often we just gift one gift more just to be safe for like decaying days. You can roughly like calculate how many you can expect because they are 10%. So depending on how many days you have left after like the big gifting day, you can like, you know, calc how many you can expect, and then you can route that in and like give them an extra gift. So in case there's any decays, it wouldn't have an effect. Or it wouldn't have any negative consequences. So yeah, it's I definitely feel that, like, especially when we did the route the traditional way with like the everyday gifts. And I did like a run and I was like, why is this heart not turning red? Like, I swear this is the worst. And it was terrible. Thankfully, with like how 6 a.m. skip works now, and I'm sure I'll explain it a little more when we get to Popuri's birthday, but thankfully we gained a lot more points a lot quicker, and we definitely do that extra gift for no decay. But like before in the routes, it was the exact amount of gifts you needed plus like 2 extra. So if you hit any more decay than like 5 days of decay, you just had to reset. Like it was brutal.
Yeah, that's the perfect way of putting it.
Yeah.
So
my question surrounding that is, does decay continue once you are married?
Wait, yes, or after proposal at least, right? Because Ella posted that screenshot the other day.
Yeah.
Where she was orange heart after marriage.
Yeah.
I believe it can decay all the way down.
I think after you're married, affection is shown in a different way, right? Because then your spouse is in the menu, like your dog,
Right.
and you get like that amount of hearts. So it might work a little differently.
That's so interesting. I never thought about it until you posted that screenshot.
It was so funny because then like I proposed and then the marriage happened and her heart was orange and I was like, this is so weird. Oh, I should have checked the weather. Fingers crossed, no storm. Okay, no storm, that's good. Okay.
Oh.
Phew. A refrigerator! We love a refrigerator. Don't you love refrigerators, Cass?
I love refrigerators.
Yes, me too. Yeah, we're gonna buy the fridge, and we're gonna buy our second backpack, and also we're gonna buy 8 chocolates, and we're gonna wrap them up in order to get ready for Popuri's birthday. And the reason why we picked summer 3rd at the beginning as our birthday is that is usually Popuri's birthday. But if you choose the same birthday as any of the bachelorettes in this game, their birthday is gonna be a week delayed. And it just lines up nicer with how this route is going. So often the routes like will delay the birthday on purpose because it just lines up nicer with the routing. And yeah, in this case, we are today getting our second backpack, and we're getting the chocolates and wrapping it. And then on the 10th, that's gonna be Popuri's birthday, and that's where we're gonna do all the resets. And you will see that. It's a little tricky, and I hope I'm gonna get it right. It went really well in practice, so I already know that it's gonna go bad while showing off the run. But
it's a frame perfect trick.
Yeah.
So it gets pretty dicey.
And here you gotta do it like 15 times or 16 times. So you gotta do a frame perfect trick 16 times. So
and just to put that into perspective for everybody, the Game Boy Advance did run at 59 frames per second.
Yeah.
So that is 15 tricks at a 60 frame per second rate that are frame perfect.
Yeah.
So next time someone tells you that Harvest Moon is not a hardcore speed game, you tell them that.
Yeah, now with this tech, it's actually like, it actually is requiring some practice, and it's tricky. I'm still gonna say it's probably not on the level of like, I don't know, a Breath of the Wild any %, but
yeah, that's
but it is pretty tricky.
The beauty of how the 6 a.m. skip is set up is that if you miss it, you get to reload and try it again immediately, which helps a lot.
Yeah, you can retry without, being penalized really badly. Like you will still lose time, of course, but it's not like in an ideal run. Of course, like if you go for a PB or world record, then yeah, it does matter. But if you're just trying to go for a decent time, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, there is no proper farming in this run.
No. Do you want to talk about the egg?
Yeah, so since a lot of these tricks in the 6 a.m. skip pink diamonds were only implemented about 2 to 3 weeks ago, the routes are still being changed like almost daily at this point. However, there's this theory, right? Popuri, every single bachelorette in this game has a favorite item. Like for Karen's route, we make her French fries, and it saves on the amount of gifts we have to give her and stuff like that, because it gives way more affection points per gift. Popuri's, the easiest, is scrambled eggs. The problem with that is you have to route a chicken into the route then. You have to keep the chicken alive long enough.
No, apparently it can die, but it took us some experimentation because the 6 a.m. skip is essentially making the chicken die.
Yeah.
Which is very sad.
It's one of those side effects of skipping, resetting your day over and over, is that the chicken isn't eating enough. But we're really trying to route scrambled eggs into the Popuri route. Just because
we really want that chicken.
Yes, I just want a chicken route. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So I ran the route yesterday, and I was like, I didn't have a perfect horse race, but I was like 10 minutes slower than on this route. And we have to see, like, even if you get all the 6 a.m. skips right, it still seems very close. So we have to figure out how to either optimize it or yeah.
One day.
All right, and the 6 a.m. day has begun, so I hope I'm gonna get it right. No. All right. Nope. I knew this would happen. If it goes good in practice,
I do this all the time, and I do 6 a.m. skip like religiously. Some days you get it, some days it takes a little. So essentially what I was doing here with those two patches that she tilled in the farm there is it's a way for us to line this up. Some of the other routes don't use this. Karen's route, we kind of do it by visual cues or like manual, like we time it, like you kind of get the hang of it. Sound cues help a lot too, but the two tiles are a really great indicator. Being like a foot forward there, like halfway through your walk animation, is a fantastic indicator.
You hear the music, that's what
Yes.
I usually go for, because there's one frame where actually the foot is not, they're next to each other and you can still
Right.
hear the music, so I'm a candidate for getting that frame actually, which is funny. But yeah, basically what we're doing now is gifting Popuri gifts on her birthday, which gives us a 500% multiplier. So times 5, which is obviously a huge difference.
Yeah, before we could only gain this bonus one time. Now we can gain it as many as we want. Essentially how the 6 a.m. skip works here is that in the game, if you stay up until 6 a.m. the next day, it warps you to your house to essentially reload the day and start you anew. It's part of just how the game was programmed. It needs to put you inside for it to spawn all the NPCs again and reset how they walk around and whatnot. So I was storing that load screen and bringing it over to the other save, and in doing that, she is resetting the day that she is currently in. Rain.
Yeah, I noticed too late. Oh, I forgot to save, yeah. Oops. It's okay. Alright. You just have to bear with me here.
It is very difficult, and she's doing very well.
Come on! Nice. Alright, here we go. No rain. Also, very important for the Popuri route, you have to have a gift over your head. Otherwise, you will trigger a hard cutscene that will put you to 1 p.m. And that loses you a lot of time, and given that you have to actually gift her 16 gifts, I think it gets too close to like not being able to finish. Especially with having to go to the supermarket again.
Yes. Yeah, you cut it very close.
Yeah. And
A
we don't
virtual
wanna
Groundhog
risk that.
Day. Yep, that's what I call my split for this.
Oh my god, of course we get a storm. So on storm days we cannot go outside. Oh, nice. It's getting better now. I think I'm over my nervousness now, maybe. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm extra nervous because it's a marathon.
Oh, I
So
To put it in perspective, I know that like 16 wrapped chocolates seems like a lot. The route before this used like 60 to 65.
yeah, you had to give 60 to 65 gifts, and now we cut it down to 16, which is still a lot because we don't have her favorite gift. If you have her favorite gift, it's like, I think 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard because like Karen gains a bunch of bonus affection, so we only gift her 7.
Yeah. But Popuri does not do that, so you
Yeah.
actually have to gift her 10, I believe,
Yeah.
to be safe. Alright.
Is this a decent time to hear some donations or any
Yeah.
plugs that Gabi wants to do?
Okay, well, I guess I will plug an upcoming bid war for the next run, Stardew Valley. We have an incentive to name the cat, and currently Spyro is in the lead with $25, but another interesting named dog is pretty close by with 15. So if you want to get like the cat that's called a dog and get your donations in.
I am a big fan of naming animals after other animals. So let's get some donations in for dog, shall we?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Normally, like in I play a couple farming games here and there. I always name my animals after foods.
I also do that actually.
That's
I really like
fantastic.
food
Yeah,
names
like-
for animals, or also for Pokemon. Alrighty. So because at 9:30 they leave the goddess pond, it's really hard to reach her there. So what we do is we actually go to the bridge and catch her there instead. She's gonna be there at around 10. So this is like basically just learn where the bachelorettes are throughout the day.
That's
And
a fun
after
little,
11,
oh yeah.
after
you go,
11
sorry.
it doesn't matter anymore if it rains, because then she's just gonna be in the farm anyway.
Yeah, it's a neat little caveat, I guess, charm of this game. But a lot of the characters teleport and skip maps in their routing, which kind of makes it hard to get used to where they go. Like walking from the goddess pond there back home, she should cross past Gotz's house. She does not. She just warps to that bridge.
Yeah, she just warps. It's very funny. Alright, I think I should just still catch her just about before she goes into poultry farm. Yeah, here. Perfect. That always lets me know that we're on track with the gifts, which is nice. Did you see it? Like, that's the frame where the legs are together and you still get the music.
So I think that happens to me when I release the direction I'm holding earlier than I pause.
Oh, maybe. Well, as long as
But
it
it
works,
is odd.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
exactly. The sound cue is the best way to do it.
Yeah, the sound cue is always reliable. Because sometimes I think I got it and I don't.
Yep.
I think we have one more in our inventory. Nice. First try. No, we actually don't. Okay, that was already all? Oh, interesting. Well, okay. Sure. So this is the cutscene that we are trying to not trigger before 11. At 11 it's fine, and especially when you're out of gifts, because then you go to the supermarket and you can just chain it up real nicely. I think I'm gonna buy an extra gift just in case. I'm gonna buy 9. Doesn't really matter in this case. Like if I go for a PB, then I will only buy 8, but just to be sure. Because I have the feeling that her heart, I'm not sure if it should have already been green. Alright, so what we do now is we buy another 8 or 9 chocolates, usually 8. But here in this case 9, and we're gonna wrap them again. And the wrapping actually gives us a 25% multiplier. So, chocolate by itself will give us 500 affection points. If you wrap it, it's 625. And if it's on their birthday, because you get that 500% multiplier, it's 3,125 points. If you would have a favorite gift, the favorite gift gives 800 by itself as opposed to the 500. And then if you wrap it and it's on the birthday, it gives 5,000 instead of the 3,125. So there's definitely quite a big difference, which is why usually you go for the favorite gifts. But in this case, we would need a chicken and an egg and a frying pan. And the frying pan is an item you usually get at the end of autumn, so you get it too late. So what you do is actually you chain up your shopping days with the 6 a.m. reset. The annoying part is that the frying pan is coming at the very end, so you have to actually get all the items before you get the pan, and it does not really save a
No,
lot
it's
of time.
it'll be routed in one day. The eggs will come. We'll have the perfect scrambled egg route.
One day. Alright, that was number 1. This is number 2. Does that make this guy a rap god? Yes.
I just saw that, and that is the best joke of the run.
That is so
the competition is over. Well done, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
Well done. Good job. That was number 2. So obviously if you get this one perfect every time, you're actually really fast.
Yeah.
I had runs where I get it like pretty right, but I don't know. It's probably a marathon thing.
I feel
I'm
like
not getting it right.
some days I just get them all back to back, and then some days I don't. I can't do it at all.
Yeah, there's no in between. It either goes very
Yep.
right or very wrong. But yeah, this is by far the most difficult trick in the game, and the rest is gonna be a breeze. So we just have to do a couple more gifts. I think this was number 3 now. So 5 more, basically. Nice. Alrighty. This is number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Counting plays a huge part in Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town. We have to do it for everything.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you have to open a menu and like check.
yeah, it's a counting game. Oh my god, that worked. I did not think that would be one. Nice. Yeah, counting is really important because otherwise, yeah, you have to open the backpack or you have to like, yeah, check in. It will lose you a couple of seconds. So keeping track of what you have in your inventory and stuff is really good. What did I say? This is number 5. I think I realize when her heart is orange. When you have 8 gifts, you're gonna know that you had enough by just running out, but... Alright, here we go. Not long now. I think usually I go until like 4:40. That's usually when I'm done. And then we're gonna go over to the inn, make us a nice save file for the shopping days, and then... save before we sleep because it's a Thursday.
Storms.
Yeah. So in summer and in winter, you can get a storm literally on any day. In the winter, it's a little bit of a higher chance, I think, than in the summer. It's like a 5% in the summer, I think, but when it's a storm, you cannot leave the house and you also cannot watch TV. So we would miss out on a shopping day, which then messes up the order, and Serial Gill definitely knows how important the item order is.
I hope we'll talk. I think we could talk about it a little when you start like chain ordering items. But
Yeah.
the way the TV shopping system works in this game makes routing so much more difficult than it needs to be.
Yeah. Imagine if we would just get the frying pan as the first item, like,
Yeah.
then the egg route would definitely be faster.
Or like in the remake of this game, once you get House Upgrade 1, like once you get your kitchen, you can just choose which kitchen items you buy.
Yeah. Or if they would rotate, but they do not.
They don't know.
Yeah,
It's such a weird system that honestly I don't fully understand yet. And
Yeah.
I think that makes it really difficult.
So there's no source code for this game. So we have to kind of like reverse engineer everything and kind of just like, for example, the chicken dying at the 6 a.m. reset. Like for me, it's probably like the chicken feeds outside, but because we start the new day, the chicken actually doesn't feed because it already did, but it's still gonna think it didn't get food. Something like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
now we have enough gifts.
And that's a lot of like how planning in this game works, especially like early routing. Like half of the information that you see for this game when you look something up online is incorrect, wildly incorrect.
Yeah, definitely. Always be careful of the forums because sometimes the things just don't make sense. All right, and I'm gonna make a new warp file here. We're gonna override the 6 a.m. one. We're not gonna do chain shopping actually here in this route.
Yeah, it's a very new strat. It requires a lot more 6 a.m. skips.
The thing is, with this run, unfortunately, we cannot, like the chain shopping wouldn't help us because we can trigger some of the hard events only very late. So we have to go there anyway. And that's why it really does not pay out to do the risky resets over like just running the route as is. So yeah, this was the birthday reset. This is the main mechanic of the game. I know it's very unspectacular. I'm sorry that I made a lot of bad attempts. I'm trying to get a little bit more secure in them, but at marathon runs, I'm always like assuming that it will all go wrong, and I'm actually very happy that we did it.
Yeah, it went really well. Like we said, it's a frame perfect trick, and I think you got it pretty consistently for.
Oh, thank you. For someone who learned this like a week ago.
Yeah, like.
I was just about to add that.
Yeah, like I have runs where I get it half the amount of times that you did, and I probably do it 150 times a day when I'm running this game. It's just hit or miss. Like, it's brutal.
Yeah, it makes or breaks your PBs, really. So Gil and another member of the community, JCog, have a race for the Karen world record going on at the moment, and it's amazing. Like, at first the time was like under 150, then they went under 140, then they went under 130, and now they're like close, like it's like 124 now.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
And that's the thing though, is like me and JCog have, very similar routes, very similar skill sets in this, and JCog in his most recent world record got every single one of his 6 a.m. warps except 2, like frame perfect, and crushed my time with that.
Yeah. It's definitely, yeah.
Wild.
It's something to perfect, but I also feel like to get new runners into the game, like, don't be afraid, like, to mess it up, and to just, like, the timing, you'll get it right eventually. And I'm still practicing too, so.
And I mean, yeah, we still all are too. Like me, JCog, like I go in and I'll set a PB and I'll mess it up for 15 minutes. My Groundhog Days, like.
Yeah. But what I really like is that everyone is like always super helpful. Like whenever I ask something on the Discord, like people are really, really nice, and like, we share notes and stuff. And I really like that, like, non-gatekeepy community, because I feel like it's just very welcoming, and like, we're making the runs better together, so to say.
Yeah.
The reason why I clear Zach here is actually to avoid Barley on the next day, because we would get Barley before Zach. So I'm actually like saving myself a cutscene.
I do both of them still.
Yeah, I like these little saves actually. Wherever I can save a little bit.
And that's what's great about this game too, is that all of these new tricks and everything, the runs are far from optimized, which is fantastic for new runners coming in, people who have new ideas. I mean, trust me, I sit on this game. This route right here, Popuri, I tried to beat this route for 4 years.
Wow.
If Pirate Luck just had it forever.
The 2 hours and 3 minutes, I had no idea how he did it, and especially with that, pretty old route.
Yeah. And then
Like my PB with Popuri was, I think, a 2:07.
And then I think I beat it like a month ago with a 2 hour, 2 minute, 46 second, like barely beat it. And then we found all these new strats and ways to implement them, and I beat it by a lot more, and then Ella came and beat it this week.
Yeah. But also you didn't run the route in like 3-4 weeks, so
Right. But it's an always developing game, and none of the routes that are sitting on the board are, like, they don't, like, the categories feels like it's never going to be dead. It can always be improved.
Yeah, and
which
I
is
like
awesome.
that. And it's my favorite, like, it's just my favorite childhood game. And I love that with speedrunning, I kind of rediscovered it because now with Stardew Valley and so many, like, really good farming simulations around, like, it's a nice game, but you're also gonna be bored pretty fast because the mechanics are just like really outdated and like very limited. So it's not like a game you would fire up in 2022, but it's just so nice that you can do it with speedrunning. And that is totally like such a vibe, really. Also, I think we just hit 3K. Oh my
We did. That's so
Wait.
exciting.
We have.
Amazing.
We hit it with a $20 donation from Red Cat Rising. No comment, but thank you so much for your donation and for getting
Thank
us
you,
to
Red
3K.
Thank you.
Red Cat MVP. That's fantastic. All right, now we got the kitchen and now we can buy the utensils. So the kitchen has a bunch of utensils that we have to buy in order to later on be able to get the big bed or to be able to trigger that purchase. All right. It's a pretty expensive seasoning set, like it's 2,500. There must be some fancy seasonings in there. Maybe some saffron or something.
I've never even thought of it like that, but that is super expensive.
Yeah, right? Like it's as expensive as the oven. It's so funny.
You're just grinding solid gold over your
Apparently. This game does have a lot of little quirks like that too. You run into a lot of misspelled mistranslations that I don't know, they kind of just make the like, I love them, honestly. Like going
me too.
going to the inn, and instead of buying the grandfather clock, you're buying the watch.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
buying
fantastic.
the watch. It's so funny. In the German version of the game, they translated flour like like flour you use for baking. They translated it with the word for flower, like the blossom.
Oh, in the English version of the game as well. Wait,
Oh,
if you
really?
if you check where you go to buy it in Jeff's shop in the menu.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so funny. And that's true. The basket is 5K and the kitchen is 4K. That's one expensive basket.
It's
Out
all
of pure
supply
gold.
and demand, guys. There's only one basket in the whole town.
You can actually buy more than one basket. But yeah. Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
Speaking of JCOG.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, speak and he shall appear.
Sam's here too. All fantastic members of the Harvest Moon speedrunners community.
Yeah. We also have a Discord. Like probably almost every other speedrun community. Oh, it's rainy again. I'm really unlucky. I need to get a sunny Sunday here in order to trigger the heart event. So sun is one of the requirements.
Gotta love it.
Oh my god. I'm really unlucky. What is happening? I'm only getting rainy days.
Yeah, thankfully Karen's route only requires one sunny day.
Yeah, this one here
For all four
requires
of our heart
3.
events.
I think it's 3. No, it's actually all 4
It's all
requires
4.
anyway,
Yeah, for Popuri, yeah.
It's wild. Okay, knife. Perfect. We get the sunny Sunday. Technically, you can also do this one Sunday later, but we just do it here.
I don't know, this is seeming a lot like we're on the path for carpet.
No, I don't think so. I hope. Oh my god, don't call it, because we had like I think 2 extra resets. No, 1 extra reset because of the storm.
Yeah.
The other one I did not save, luckily.
No, not the chicken route, sadly. It seems slower in its current state.
Yeah, we're not doing the chicken route because it is like you have to do so many more 6 a.m. resets, which I also think for a marathon run can be a little bit frustrating to watch because not much is happening except for a lot of like chicken UI menu sounds. Oh my god.
They're making all these excuses, but honestly, it's just that we can't trust Ella with chickens.
That's not her fault. The chicken won't eat.
I am the best chicken mom ever. The chicken was safe with me. It died under mysterious circumstances. It's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Oh my god. What did someone write in chat yesterday when the chicken died? It was something with Clucky. Unlucky Clucky? Oh my god. The unlucky Clucky. So the inn opens at 8 and the supermarket opens at 9, so you always want to kind of like put things together. We could technically buy the blue feather today. But it does not matter, really. Because we can also do that later.
Yeah, it becomes a huge system of balancing your time as well as the amount of money you have.
Oh, it's actually Sunday and I could not buy the blue feather today. Okay.
Alright.
I knew there was something. And this is the 3rd heart event. We're at the church and the children want to play, but Carter doesn't have time, so he's like, can you like play with the kids? And we're like, okay, fine. Like, it's not like we have any animals that we have to take care of right now, or chicken. So we were just going to the goddess pond and we're playing with them.
This is one of my favorite heart events because they ask you to play house, and I think it's just so cute between you and Popuri.
Yeah. It's a very cute scene, I think. And now we're getting like the little mud balls that we made. They're actually not to eat, but you know that kids like they take some mud and they make it look like something to eat. So at the 3rd heart event, every bachelorette gives you like a special item. You cannot do anything with it, unfortunately, but so it's literally just something that will wander into your shelf eventually. But it's a nice little detail.
In my route in JCog's route for Karen vary a little bit. In my route, I actually I decline this heart event because you just have to see it. You don't have to succeed the heart event.
Oh.
So I don't get the wine in my
really?
Karen route. Yeah.
So you don't have. Oh, that's interesting because usually when you pick the wrong option, you actually get minus affection points.
Yeah, minus 3,000. Yeah,
3,000.
but I gift her 8 French fries to make up for it and save time by skipping her longer heart event.
That is so funny. Oh my god. I wonder if that's an option for Popuri too. Because that's a long cutscene.
Yeah.
But only if you probably get the 6 a.m. warp right, I would imagine. But yeah, that seems definitely like an option. I haven't even thought about that. That's so smart.
But I mean, JCog crushed my time and doesn't do that, so,
Okay.
take it with a grain of salt.
Alright. So now we get the frying pan. The pan that everyone was waiting for.
Please. just earlier in the run, and this would be the coolest scrambled egg run
I know.
ever.
It's so unlucky. It's really sad. So what we do here is, by the way, also warp into the inn. We utilize the same technique. We just are about to go down into the main room of the inn. We interrupt it, and then we load up the other save file, and it will send us down there. That's how warping works in this game. And that was for a very long time like the only time save technique. And because the inn opens at 8 usually, we don't have to wait until 8. We can just go in at 6 and make the phone call and then just go back to save up that time to not be dependent on the inn opening. On some of the days, you will not want to warp in because you might want to do something else on the day. And if you warp into the inn, the time stops, basically. So it will stay at 6 a.m. whenever you are in a building. Time will not pass, but you will want time to pass in order to get into, as earlier, for example, into the church. So you don't warp because it actually would cost you time.
It really is. It just boils
interesting.
down to this huge balancing act. And
Yeah.
a lot of us, like Ella was saying, we share our notes back and forth. But I think that's, there are so many different ways each week, each day can be done, I think, until we actually find the perfect optimization. And I think the more runners this game has, the closer we'll get.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Join us. If you're interested in
Play the farming game, but with no farming.
Yeah, I mean, Stardew Valley has a huge speedrun scene. Also, I think I really enjoy speedrunning like RPGs and JRPGs, like speedruns that are you wouldn't see as like a typical speedrun, so to say, like because they're not like really fast paced, so to say, but they rely more on strategy and optimization and on-the-fly adaptation. So I clear Zach here because on the next day we actually get the mayor.
Yeah, I still clear both of them as well.
Well,
I think. No, actually, because, in Karen's route it works differently, but... But yeah, also,
that's
if
true.
think about it like this, you join this community and you find something weird in the game and you tell me about it, I'll brute force it for 2 weeks until it breaks the game. And then we'll find a new glitch.
Yeah,
I will devote all of my time to it.
Like, I find it so interesting that for the popularity of like the franchise, because it was a very popular franchise, right? Like everyone knows Harvest Moon, but for the popularity and for the time the games are around, the speedruns are actually not that explored yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do. We actually don't have to save here because I have enough medals, but I do it out of habit. So we have another horse race on the 18th of fall. The horse race happens twice a year in spring and in fall. And usually if you don't get enough medals in the first run, you can bet on this one. Ideally, if you go for a world record or a PB, you will try to get all the medals in the first race, so you don't have to worry about the second one and don't lose time here. But for a marathon, or if you're just learning the game, like, there's nothing wrong with betting on the second run.
Yeah.
I also need to check my money real quick in order to determine how many brooches I'm gonna buy. Oh my god, I have so much money. 28k, so...
I think that leaves you enough room for carpet too, actually.
Yeah, I need 33k. I need 61 without the carpet.
Yeah.
The thing is, you don't have to buy the carpet, it will still rotate, and because I'm not doing the storage thing, it doesn't actually affect me. But for you, it would matter because you actually do the skips, yeah. So 33k. How many brooches is that? That's 16.5. So I think we're gonna go for 20 brooches just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for 20.
The carpet is the bane of this run's existence. All of the categories in this game.
So basically, at the very end, when you bought all the items and you have your second house upgrade, The carpet and the bed are the two items that you will have that you can get for your house still, and they rotate. Like 1 week it will be the carpet and 1 week it will be the bed. And if you get the carpet, then obviously you have to sleep another week, which will lose you time. So getting the carpet is always bad, because then you will have to sleep for another week to get the big bed. And the big bed is one of the marriage requirements. You don't need to buy the carpet in order for the bed to go into rotation, but obviously it will still cost you, I'm gonna say, like 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Especially like not in a marathon setting, we cut our brooch money very, very close, and the carpet costs a lot of money that we don't
5K.
have. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in an ideal run, yeah, you definitely just buy what you need. Like I guess here, if I was not running a marathon, I would just buy 17. We're gonna buy 20 for good measure, maybe. So.
Yeah.
You can save a little bit of time as well buying the brooches.
I'm ready to count.
I'm ready to count as well. Oh my god, the ×1 multiplier is the absolute worst. Alright.
On top of that too, the carpet appearing at the end, we don't know the exact reason, but it now, like, so when we had it routed before, the way we routed it specifically was to never get carpet. But with adding 6 a.m. skips and changes to the route, the number of 6 a.m. skips we do kind of seems like it determines whether or not we get the carpet. Like I can tell that I got the carpet in one of my PB attempts. Like I will get carpet if I do an extra 6 a.m. skip in the route I have, but that doesn't apply to all of the other routes. It's super weird.
Yeah, it's wild. All right, we're gonna count. We have 3 brooches out of 20. And 4. And 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. I'm probably gonna buy 21 because I forgot to calculate in the 5k that I just spent. I should be fine with the 3 extra ones. 12. But let's just take one more for the marathon. 13. 14. 15. And 16. 17. 18. 19. And 20. And I'm gonna take one more just in case. Is that 20? 21. Okay, no, you know what? I'm gonna take one more just because, you know,
You're counting like me now in this run.
Alright, let's go. I think that should be enough. I hope. And then we're just gonna sell them. Nice. Alright. And
you
now
did great, chat. You did great.
Yeah, chat. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for counting with me. The best time is when we can all count together and count on each other and hold each other accountable for the brooches count.
I miss the old route where we didn't do 2 horse races and we just chopped all the wood.
I I saw that route. That was one of the old, like, I think that was the Mary one that currently had the best time. Like, that's the one with the chopping wood, and I was, like, so amazed. I was like, wow, I can't believe you chopped wood in your runs.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Trying to take out all the RNG we could.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay.
It's just so crazy how much this run has developed.
Yeah. I cannot even imagine because I'm fairly new, right? But like for someone who has been around for all those 5 years, I don't even want to know how that must feel like.
Honestly, it felt like the Popuri category was dead for the longest time.
Yeah. Pirate luck just sitting on the throne, and now look at us.
Crazy. A whole new
All
world.
right. So on Tuesday we save, and we need a sunny Thursday for the last heart event and also getting the house upgrade, which is why Cass or someone, I don't know who, but someone donated to name the farmer Fall 29th, because at the Speed Souls marathon that I ran like 2 months ago, I probably forgot to click properly and I did not upgrade the house, and it occurred to me way too late, so I had to do a big reset, and it was so like that was one of the moments, like the this never happened to me before moments, like that you like the meme. Because I think we were just so engaged and like talking and had like a really good time, and yeah, then it just happened, and I was like, oh my god, like my heart stopped. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's a hard fix. That's
Yeah, I was like, in my mind I was thinking, okay, am I gonna do it now? And like, you know, like it wouldn't lose me the run, it would just lose me time. Or do I reset to winter first, or wherever I had to reset, and just like do 2 weeks of the game again, so to say. And I decided to reset. I had a safety save, luckily, that they let me use.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, it all went well, but we had to do a big portion of winter again, which was so sad. So hopefully that's not gonna happen today on Fall 29th.
This is my favorite day.
Yeah, because we're gonna upgrade the house.
Well, hopefully we're going to upgrade the house.
I'll upgrade the house, I promise. I promise. But that's the fun part about these things happen. Like, from that moment onwards, I paid like extra attention whether I was actually clicking it or not. Like every single run I did, I was like, no, I clicked it. And I watched like the money go down. Like I now like, you know, I monitor how much money I have and make sure that I actually did it.
Definitely a mistake you only make once.
Yeah, for sure.
I did that before with ordering the large bed. Ordered it, didn't have enough money. Didn't know, but I mashed through the menu and I kept trying to figure out why it wasn't appearing, why it wasn't being delivered.
Oh my god. Alright. So we got the blue feather now. The blue feather, as Gil explained earlier, is the item with which you propose to your gal. So once all the heart cutscenes are watched, once you have the big bad, and once the heart is read, you can propose and they will accept. You can propose before, but they will not accept if you don't fulfill all those requirements. Unfortunately. And I think someone in the chat wrote earlier that they tried to marry Popuri and never watched any of the heart cutscenes and were wondering why it didn't work out. Because yeah, that's because you have to watch the cutscenes. You have to see all 4 of them, and yeah, and then you can propose. So here's Popuri. And then we have to wait for Rick, who is her brother and always very protective of her. And he has to enter the house as well in order to trigger the cutscene. And this is the last one. And they basically fighting because their dad went and trying to find a cure for their mother, who is very sick. And they're like fighting. And then we're like, we're feeling really bad for Lilia because first of all that gives us affection points with all of them, and yeah, secondly as well, like it must put a strain on her the most when her husband is gone and her kids are fighting. So yeah, that's what we do. And now we are gonna go get the house upgrade, our favorite part of the run. Woo!
The house
So-
upgrade here requires 700 wood. We used to chop most of it.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. 700. Alright, now we got it. And I need to save before sleeping because the Saturday is going to be the 1st of winter, and in winter we can get random storms again. So the 1st of winter could already be a storm. So we save always on the Thursday in order to check the weather and then make sure we can watch TV on Saturday to get the item. When I started doing these runs, I often just forgot to save, and I was very rarely punished, but it is very risky because it will mess up the rotation. So we rather save. Okay, it's gonna snow, which is fine. Snowing is fine, just storming is not fine. And we're gonna buy the whisk. So all that's left to do now that we have watched all the hard cutscenes is actually getting the rest of the items at TV shopping. And buying them and then going for the proposal. We're warping into the inn again with the save file we made earlier. For a long time I also assumed that you have to like place yourself in the right way in the other file as well, and when you showed like that you can like literally warp as long as you're facing in the same direction,
Yep.
my mind was blown. I was like, oh my god. It could have
Yeah.
been so easy. Yeah.
That's one of the weird things about our our little warps here. We're like storing the screen transition, but you have to be facing the same direction as like the transition you're going through. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
If you're not facing the same direction, it will not warp you.
You can do some really neat stuff with it though too. Like you can go out during storms if you have your warp set up, and everybody's just out and about, just doing their normal day.
Really? That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Because they just programmed it so the player was locked in their house. They didn't have to take away anything else.
Yeah. Rude?
Yeah.
What storm? It's kind of like a Truman Show sort of thing. Like we're locked in and everyone else is just...
I was just about to
Exactly.
say, everyone's spending time up at the top of the mountain without inviting you, being locked in your
Yeah,
house
right?
during storms. There's some suspicious things going on in Mineral
what-
Town.
What's this conspiracy? Sometimes I feel like Mineral Town is a little bit like, I don't know if you know Twin Peaks.
Hmm.
Like it feels
Mineral
like a
Town is
little bit of
very
a-
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it's very Twin Peaks.
Yeah. What makes it even more suspect is that when you leave your house during a storm like that, it's not even raining. There's just a sound effect playing.
Yeah. They did a very... Oh, that was a storm, so we actually have to reset. So I'm glad we saved, because if there's a... Like, you're gonna learn the icons when you run this route, but if the snowman is in the TV, that is a storm. And here now we have sunshine, which is great. But yeah, every Thursday in summer and winter, you just save in order to make sure to be able to reset the bad weather. The rolling pin. We need to clear Zach. I'm gonna bring the dog. I should actually always bring the dog. I just sometimes forget and just let him down. And bringing him is actually saving some time, I think.
Yeah, because you don't gotta worry about him running around a little bit in your house then, running away
Yeah,
from
you
you.
have to get him. Especially when you have the last house upgrade, he can be pretty far away.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to... Oh, we're getting a music glitch. Yeah, that does it. That happens sometimes when you're warping. You get music glitches. Oh no, that's a bad one. It sounds terrible. Okay, now we're good again. Good. That was
I feel like I've
something.
never heard it do that. That's awesome.
Really? No, it does it pretty, especially in winter, I feel like. It often gives me that music glitch after warping.
That's so
It's
interesting.
very weird. Like it turns into Silent Hill. Very much so. Alright, and now we do the same with... We have 2 more items to buy. The oven and the big bed. And fingers crossed we actually get the big bed. But basically, yeah, we do the same again. We save on Thursday. We buy the item. At the end, the run is pretty repetitive. It wasn't always like when we did not have the 6 a.m. skip, you were actually busy going out every day to give Popuri something. And Popuri was one of the fastest runs because Popuri leaves her house at 7 and you can enter her house at 6 a.m. Like you don't have to wait for her when you have a certain amount of affection with her. I think the purple heart.
Yeah, constant rain one time. Oh, I love me some rain. The weather's the best.
Yeah, weather RNG also can obviously like really influence your time. Like obviously in a perfect run you don't have to reset for weather. It always will be the perfect weather anyway. So
Oh, always. Like in Karen's route during our Groundhog Day, if we hit rain twice in a row, like before before
It's a
8:50,
reset.
before 8:40, yeah, it's a reset. Because
Yeah.
we'd have to do an extra
Yeah.
warp.
I had to do an extra run earlier too with Popuri when it rains before 11.
Wait. You actually you get rain sound effect? Why is everybody getting weird sound effects? I never get weird sound effects. I want some weird sound effects.
Oh wait, I
Bill's
forgot
feeling
to-
left out. Come on.
I forgot to watch TV. I think. Oops. Oopsies. Imagine forgetting to watch TV. Could not be me. When I was doing like the 6 a.m. resets to get the items for the egg route, I would always forget to actually order the item because I was so in the swing of things, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I need to order it first, and then reset. That's so silly. Alright, we got the oven. It's ordered. I love how the text says this is a phone when you don't have anything to do.
This is a phone.
This is a phone! As if you wouldn't have the numbers saved and could just ask them if they have a new item to sell.
Oh, that's another great typo. Checking the couch in the hospital.
Oh.
It spells, I believe it's sofa, but it's SOPHA.
Oh.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Actually, I got the rain sounds once too, now that you said that. We got it. Wasn't that in Speed Souls actually where we got it? Wasn't that like super annoying? And I reset the game because it annoyed me so much.
It's so interesting.
Was that Speed Souls? I remember that happening. I don't think it was at a marathon though.
I thought maybe it was on stream then, but it definitely happened to me once as well. But yeah, it's very funny with the music glitches sometimes. And yeah, it wouldn't go away. The rain would just not go away. Like the rain sound. Okay, we get sun. That's nice. So fingers crossed that we get the bed. Bed. We should get a bed emote. Like a big bed emote. Oh, that would be so funny.
I mean, the word bed kind of looks like a bed.
That's true.
All right, now we can watch TV. The large bed, let's go! Nice.
Hype, no carpet hype.
Hype, no carpet hype. Yeah, sometimes you get the carpet here and then you have to sleep another week. And the bed is really expensive. It costs 10,000. So for the house upgrade and the big bed, that's what you need the extra money for from the second horse race. Otherwise, it's just impossible. So what we're doing now is I'm gonna save on Sunday to prevent a storm on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna go propose. Because yesterday I ran this route and I got 2 storms in a row and I did not save. And I got 2 storms in a row because that's just the luck I have.
Yep. I always
Oh, wait,
find
wait.
I get 2 storms in a row. But like I'll say like, well, getting 2 storms in a row, that's so
and I
unlikely,
get it
and then it
too,
happens.
Like,
Yeah,
we're
like
definitely not getting a storm, and then you get one, and you're like, okay, but now we're gonna be fine, right? And then you get a second one. And I think the storms in winter are a little bit of a higher chance than in summer. I know in summer it's 5%. I think in winter it might be something around, I don't know,
yeah, it could be somewhere around
a
10.
little
I could see
higher.
it.
Oh, of course, see? I would have gotten a storm. Okay. Oh my god, that would have been so funny. I should have just said, no, we're not gonna get a storm. That would be so funny. Only in marathons, TM. Another one?
Oh, see?
Gee.
See? We cursed it.
Gee, we cursed! See, that's why we save, children. That's why we save.
This was actually
you can-
really good pace too.
You can actually like not save and just like go through, but I really don't want to waste time just like getting.
Yeah, it gets really weird towards the beginning of spring. They throw a bunch of weird holidays in there.
And some of the bachelorettes actually do need good weather, so I think it's just like I think it's good practice to do it this way. Just in case you forget that you're running a different bachelorette route or something. And now we can go propose, and let's just hope her heart is still red, but it should be. Oh my god, we're proposing, y'all! Let's go. Here's a blue feather. You know what that means.
I would also like to point out that they have just put the big bed next to the small bed.
Yeah.
Like they didn't replace the bed, it is just in addition.
And actually, funnily enough, you will still sleep in your small bed, and Popuri, and once you have a kid, they will sleep in the big one. And I think the kid is, sleeping on the left side, and Popuri is sleeping
he's
on
in the
right
middle.
side. Yeah, chat, will you marry me? Chat, we're getting married. Let's go. So after proposal, it takes 7 days for the marriage to happen. The marriage sprites, like every bachelorette has a unique marriage sprite that you only see during the wedding, and it's actually so sad that we're skipping over them because they're so pretty. They're so pretty. I don't know, should I show it?
Just take half a second, yeah. I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'll leave it up for half a second. Like this is not a PB anyway, and I think we have quite some time. No, Danny, no, okay. It's so funny. Once we find out the chicken route, we could actually do a run where we like save or let the chicken die. Because it actually is, the run is faster when you let the chicken die. Save the animals. And here we
move
go.
over Super Metroid.
We're getting married. We did it. Look at her sprite. So
only a couple
pretty.
frames for this sprite. It's so wild.
Yeah, it's so wild, right? Like you only get to see it once in the game.
And we are coming up on time. Oh, I didn't realize it was that quickly. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I should have said it. Oh my god, we did it. Oh, thank you so much.
Well done, Ella.
Thank you.
Great run. It was a great run.
No big hiccups except for the 6 AM resets being a bit wonky, but you know what? I take it. No house upgrade forgotten. Thank you so much,
all the important
everyone.
things.
This run is so fun. Like, I know it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but this game is exceptionally cute. It's still my favorite pixel art game. It makes me so happy. It has been my big childhood game. I've been playing this game as a kid for like hours and hours and hours every day, and it made me like, it really sparked my love for farming sims. It sparked my love for comfy games and for pixel art games in particular. And I love this game with my whole heart. And if you want to learn it and run it, please reach out anytime. We have a little Discord where we actually run a couple of Harvest Moon games, also the Rune Factory games. and you're very welcome to join us. And yeah. I speedrun on my Twitch channel, apart from like playing games very slowly as well, because I usually go for comfy games and like just very slow gameplay. So it's funny that I do speedrunning and very slow. Like there's no in between for me.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys end up joining the Discord, you can ask any question in Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Towns chat. I am in there 24/7.
Yes.
And thank you, Ella, for having me.
Yeah, thank
do
you.
some commentary on this. I appreciate
for commentating. I know
Of
it's
course.
so early for you.
It's
And
all
it's
right.
so late
It's
for
worth
Cass.
it.
Like, thank you so much.
Oh,
you
we're
two.
fine. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Thank you. It made me feel real good, because some of the sections I just need to be quiet and concentrate. So
Yeah.
thank you.
No worries.
If you wanna, I don't know, plug yourselves or.
Yeah.
think
I
it's
mean,
a good time.
I speedrun Harvest Moon games, this one and some others, as well as do a lot of randomizers over at twitch.tv/Mr. Steal Your Gill, spilt all the way out. Yeah.
And
Just steal your bill.
I speedrun a whole bunch of games over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CassXCII. They're the Roman numerals for 92.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really adore and love hanging out in both of your channels for speedruns. Such a good place to be. And yeah, Harvest Moon is so fun. I can't wait to actually learn more Harvest Moon games, to be honest. I think that's going to be real cool. A Wonderful Life is going to get a remake next year.
Yes.
And we're all very excited for that, actually.
Oh, yeah, and one last thing. We also do a huge Harvest Moon event every February. So if you ever wanted to see more runs, we do like every game that we run during that event.
Yeah, there's a big Harvest Moon speedrun event marathon in February. So if you like Harvest Moon games, check it out.
Yeah.
What's the Twitch channel for that, by the way? Is it Harvest Moon Marathon?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. Yes, it should be.
I think it's Harvest Moon Marathon.
It's Harvest Moon Speedruns.
Oh,
all one
Harvest
word.
Moon speedruns. Okay, yeah, one word. You find the event once a year over there, or even twice a year, actually.
Yeah, twice a year now. Mm-hmm.
Nice, yeah. Oh yeah, do we want to give ourselves a nickname? Yeah, it's, you can actually enter a name yourself, or you can pick Darling or Honey or just my name, which is a weird nickname, but you know, we're just going with it. Harvest Moonathon, that would also be very fun.
Also, I just checked the leaderboards. This run is only 5 minutes off world record and second
world
place
record.
on the leaderboards for a marathon. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing
super good
is,
pace.
the thing is, like, Gil didn't do a run recently, so I think
We'll
I
see.
think
We'll see.
the leaderboard is gonna change soon. But I'm happy that we're only 5 minutes slower than my PB, so that's really cool, especially with the marathon setting, going for safety safe stuff and like messing up the 6 a.m. save more often than I wanted to, but that's okay.
Yeah, a really good time.
Yeah. No, this was great. Thank you so much. I think we need to stall it out maybe a little bit still. Do we have like any more donations?
We're still kind of getting set up. So if y'all have anything I want to do, y'all can. I guess y'all can feel free to do stuff for like a few minutes if y'all want.
Yeah, sure. What can we do? We can give ourselves a fun name, like
for sure.
Doggy Mummy or Riot is what's going on in chat right now. So.
Please call us Doggy Mommy. It's a meme from my channel.
And if you would like to be involved in these hilarious memes, you can find Ella at twitch.tv/Cafeela.
Oh yeah, Cafeela. That's my Twitch. Okay, from now on, I'll call you
so
Doggy
well.
Mommy. I love it so much. Can I ask you a question, doggy mommy? I'd still like to help my mom out. Is that okay? What if you pick no here?
She gets really sad. Can you pick no for her? Okay, some of them you can't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. I
Karen,
kind of
you
want
can
to
pick
see
no,
this.
and it feels so bad.
Oh no! I'm gonna feel so bad.
Quick, do
Okay.
a save state. Do a save state.
Let's do it. No, we do it. Does she like us less when we do it? I mean, it
I don't
doesn't
think
matter.
it
We're already married.
changes. I don't think it changes, but it's some sad dialogue.
All right. In that case, leave the house chores to me.
Oh,
Wait.
what? Popuri's isn't even sad.
Wait.
What? Karen's is like sad. What?
She's totally fine with it. Oh my god.
Karen's like made me upset.
Popuri. We need to make Popuri a little bit more of a feminist. What does Karen
Everything's fine.
say?
This is fine. What is Karen's line? It's I wonder if I have a screenshot of it.
Quick, load up Karen's run. Let's do a Karen
Or
marathon
the
right
whole
now.
start to finish
Okay.
run.
Oh my god, she's so cute. So basically then you wake up and your wife is there every day. And I guess now that we've said she can't help out, she's probably gonna be there the entire time. Oh no. Also, Popuri is a little bit of a red flag. Like, because she loves the baby dog when you show it to her, but the adult dog, she hates him. And
That's so
that
funny.
makes me so sad. Like,
That's why we're trapping her in the house so she learns to
That-
love the dog.
exactly. They have to spend some quality time together. So, oh my god, he's so cute. How can you not love Atlas? How much love do we have? And we
Well,
have
as
one
the-
heart with Atlas.
As the owner of Atlas's namesake, it's very easy to not love Atlas. Let me put it that way.
No, that's not true. I don't
No,
believe
he's a
that's
beautiful
true.
boy. They've actually just been sleeping on their beds beside me this entire run, so they've been so well behaved.
Aw, that's real good. Well, and now you can basically just play the game as intended, should you want that.
You could sleep till year 50.
Yeah, we can sleep until year 50. That would be very good. That would be a good idea. Maybe we'll get there in like.
I think we did the math for
Day.
it once, and it's somewhere
Yeah.
around like 5.5 hours, 8 hours in between there.
5.5
Oh, so that's an
hours.
easy speed run for you, Gil.
Yeah, of course. Just the sleeping, like literally just walking to your bed and sleeping for 50 years. It's crazy.
Mhm. So all the bachelorettes actually have pretty similar, like they have the heart events and they have the affection points and they have the house upgrade. There's one marriage candidate, like one person you can marry in this game that exceeds all these expectations, and that is the harvest goddess. You can actually marry the harvest goddess in this game.
Yeah.
And Gil is actually going to do a run of that in the first week of January.
I am.
And I am so excited. So currently there's only one person that did that for the leaderboard ever. I think it was a runner from Japan. And they... I think it's like a 24-hour run.
Yeah, that one is. I think with some of the new
yeah.
routing changes, I'm shooting for sub 18 hours, but we'll see.
Shooting
It
for
has
sub 18.
it has a lot of requirements. Yeah, Jcog, I think you're right actually. On your 1 year anniversary, you can 6 a.m. skip like 50 times and do that.
Oh, really?
So
We
I
should
guess
do that.
in theory you could do
56
what it is,
a.m.
the goddess jewels. What do you collect from there? The
Yeah. I think the Jewels of Truth, I think.
the jewels of
yeah.
truth, yeah. You can do a jewels of truth run then.
Oh my
But yeah,
god.
goddess
Wow.
marriage is crazy. You have to ship one of every item, catch one of every fish, dig up one of every item in the mine.
Get up all the goddess jewels, I think.
Yeah, all the goddess jewels, yeah.
Which are like just
And
items
then
that
also,
you
like,
find in the game.
Get her affection to 60,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Top of
looking
it.
at the run now. It's by a Japanese runner. You walk in 24 hours, 41 minutes, 36 seconds, And I think what is wild, it's not even on an emulator. It's on actual hardware.
Yep.
Yeah. It is wild. Yeah, I'm really excited to see that. Obviously, that's a very long speedrun. Definitely not something for a marathon, but for a marathon stream that you do by yourself, definitely.
Also, in our events that we do, our marathon events, I run really silly stuff. I should have a really silly one submitted this year. If you want to see silly Harvest Moon categories.
Oh my god, that's so cool. At the Harvest
As opposed
Moon
to these
Marathon?
very serious ones.
Yeah, hopefully I get to run Harvest Moon DS, an ending that none of us have run yet.
Oh my god, that's so cool. I really wonder what I should submit. Like, obviously I can submit this game, but I was also thinking about like learning another Harvest Moon game. And my first ever Harvest Moon was Harvest Moon 2 for the Game Boy Color. And there's like a photos run, but one of the photos is gonna take 10,000 shipments. But I think there's one that leaves out that particular photo, and they call it the neutral ending, and the other one with the last photo, they call it the good ending, apparently. So we'll see. We'll see. I do
Also, I'd
wanna
just like
figure
to.
out... Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you go. No, you go. You go.
I said I want to figure out the all recipe speedrun maybe for Friends of Mineral Town. That would be really cool as well.
I think you'd have a better chance doing it in this one than in the remake.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to route.
Yep.
And I just wanted to give a shout out to a 20-something loser who's on next with the Stardew Valley for choosing to do the Penny marriage speedrun, where Penny is the best girl in Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I agree. I really love Penny. I was always into Abigail, but then I realized actually Penny and Leah are my favorites. I really love Maru too. Maru is like really underrated. But yeah, very, very cool. So you're gonna see another marriage speedrun in Stardew Valley. And as you know, Stardew Valley was inspired by the Harvest Moon games. And if you know the Harvest Moon games, a lot of the little details that are in Stardew Valley are from Harvest Moon. And they're really, really similar. Like, for example, sometimes when you cut grass in Stardew Valley, you see like a little frog jump away. That's exactly what they did in Harvest Moon 2 as well when you're cutting grass sometimes. Like, it's like a little green thing jumping away, and it's like this. It's the same, and like these little details, it makes me so happy. Or the fact that the gourmet looks so similar as well. Like the gourmet in Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town looks super similar to the gourmet in Stardew Valley, and it's not a coincidence. And I think that's like a really nice homage to like the series. It's really cool.
So I believe now we should probably. So I think we're about ready to like start getting set up for that run. But thanks for being on. That was a really cozy run, man. I really enjoyed watching it.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a pleasure. Yeah. Thanks everyone for supporting the Trevor Project, and I hope you're gonna have a wonderful rest of the marathon weekend. And thank you so much for organizing and everything.
Okay, thanks for that. So coming up next will be Stardew Valley by 20-something. So that should be set up in a bit.
Enjoy the rest of the marathon, guys.
Gals and non-binary pals.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like y'all are off now. So I'm gonna go. So reminder that you're watching Winter Pride 2022, and that's raising money for the Trevor Project, and by hitting use the /charity to learn more about what we're doing. And there is also a donation incentive for the upcoming run for naming the cat. And Spyro is still in the lead, but dog, you can name the cat a dog if you just donate a little bit, because that's pretty close. So definitely get your donations in if you want to do that.